3 things you can slip on.
Slippers, a shirt, and flip-flop. You see, no, slippers. No.
Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video.
From insults about her beliefs to ones who just called it like they were seeing it, join me as I show you some celebrities who insulted Ellen on her own show. Number 6, Michelle Obama. Yeah, didn't see this entry coming, did you? Michelle Obama was the special star guest on The Ellen Show way back in 2016. And as is the typical way Ellen is, she likes to take expectations and shove them out the window. During Michelle's guest appearance, instead of just interviewing Michelle Obama, Ellen decided to take her shopping. Yep, these two gals took a trip to the nearby CVS pharmacy and decided to help her adjust to life after the White House, in which she had all the shopping and meals taken care of for her to limit exposure and threat to harm. Also, like Ellen, she didn't waste a single moment in her adventure with Michelle to rib her, joke with her, or try to make fun of the power that she had as First Lady. The best clapback moment by far, though, was when Ellen asked Michelle if she could pull some strings with the people at the US Mint to make it so that Ellen herself could be the face of some money. You might think that Ellen is joking about this, but I would actually bet that she wasn't in some ways.
Can you get my face on money?
No, I can't.
Why not?
We don't do that.
So she even started to make a pitch as to how and why she should be the face of the dollar bill. Michelle wasn't having it though, and noted that you have to do something grand to get your face on money. For example, doing something historically memorable like Harriet Tubman and freeing slaves. This is definitely a burn coming from Michelle, because obviously Ellen has never done anything like that, especially something that is notable or extraordinary outside of her support of the LGBTQ+ culture. First Lady burn. Boom. Number 5, Katy Perry.
That's right. You are
September.
You are single. And
Ready to mingle.
Ready?
Now look, there have been plenty of times where Ellen is caught getting defensive as some of her celebrity guests. For being honest, Ellen had this one coming because of her clear lack of retaining information about her guests. Not to mention, Ellen has forgotten that she was a part of Katy's life in a certain way, and trust me, it'll make sense soon. One time she brought Perry onto the show and somehow forgot that Perry had once been married to actor and comedian star Russell Brand.
Oh, Chris Martin.
Chris, all right.
Wait, no, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean it.
Obviously, that relationship didn't last long, but that doesn't mean that we should forget about it, per se. And Katy was flat out shocked about the memory lapse.
Anyway, I have to get married.
Answer
Again!
Yeah.
Even noting, remember, you gave me some wedding gifts on this show?
Remember, you gave me some wedding gifts on this show.
Yes, I do. I do.
Cool.
Yeah.
See? And this is what we call a double whammy. Forgetting the info is one thing, but forgetting that you had Perry on before and gave her wedding gifts when she was on? Yeah, that's not cool, Ellen. Oops. I'm not saying that she needs a chart with every celebrity she's met and update it constantly with all the things they've done or people they've been with. But when it comes to the guests on the show she's about to have, a refresher course is more than required to save yourself from embarrassing moments like this. Number 4, Justin Timberlake.
Right on my back, I just was like, that's really wet. And I was like, hey man, good morning.
This is an insult that was more fun, but the timing of it was too perfect. Popular singer-songwriters and celebrities in the world, Justin Timberlake gave the world some of the best top hits that lasted for decades and will continue to be played in the future. His talent is unremarkably one of the best, and many others think so too. He took the world by storm with NSYNC from the late 90s to Suit and Tie featuring the iconic Jay-Z in the late 2000s. Justin Timberlake is a 10-time Grammy-winning artist who definitely deserved every last one of them. So yeah, he's been on Ellen quite a few times, and most of the time he's pretty light and fair and funny. Except one time, Ellen made a mistake on camera, and he called her out on it hard. You see, they had been drinking tequila while playing one of Justin's songs, which I'm not sure if that was a brilliant thing or a I'm not sure this is a good idea kind of thing. Anyway, while this was going on, Ellen messed up one of the lines to the song. Justin was not amused, as he couldn't believe she didn't know the lyrics. The ironic thing is that this isn't the first time that Ellen messed up a song lyric. For one of Justin's songs, she sent in a video of her singing it and messed up the lyrics again. And this time, she didn't have any tequila in her, so she can't say that the alcohol inhibited her ability to hear the song. Ellen was again distraught that she messed up the song, and even looked to the audience and went, "Did you know that? Come on, Ellen, you should know better." Number 3, Giada De Laurentiis.
Let's drink.
So we're starting with a cocktail.
Yes.
Because we're gonna make a nice tequila drink.
I like a tequila
Okay.
drink.
You wanna make it?
Sure.
Great.
This is one where a guest insulted Ellen, and then Ellen and another guest clapped back at them, aka don't mess with Ellen. Giada De Laurentiis kept laying into Ellen in one form or another with no signs of stopping.
Penny.
No,
like
it's
a pen. Like a quill. a
Penny? No one says penny.
It was awkward. They all started with the cooking. The dish they were making was a special kind of rice balls. Ellen was really having trouble making the rice ball, so Giada said that it looked like dog food now. Really? That's not nice. Oh, then when another guest, Nicole Kidman, came aboard to help make some rice balls too, she said, "The woman who can't cook made the perfect ball." If anyone watches or is familiar with Giada, this is how she usually is with her guests, making fun of the way they cook, knowing that most of them don't have the expertise she does in the kitchen. But when the guests starred on Ellen, she definitely wasn't afraid of holding back.
Right?
It is good.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So not only does she hate on a beloved talk show host, but also an award-winning actress. Clearly, she has no sense of when she should just keep her mouth shut and go with the flow of the segment. Ellen and Kidman later teamed up to take down Giada. Giada did return to the show later, but it was still very awkward. So the lesson here is, if you're invited to Ellen's show to cook, focus on the food, and be nice when something doesn't turn out right. Number 2, Wanda Sykes.
Back
I
pain.
know.
What
yeah.
did you do?
I was moving a piece of exercise equipment.
Wanda Sykes is a well-known comedian who has done plenty of shows and movies over the years to cement her as a very comical lady. She is an Emmy Award-winning comedian, and she got her start into comedy when she was a writer for TV. Wanda Sykes and Ellen both have a strong and outgoing personality that the world seems to have a liking towards. Putting her with Ellen is basically an A-list television segment because of the banter that these two can certainly have.
Guy puts on the local music. Within 3 minutes, she's looking at me like,
And just like Ellen, Wanda is not afraid to go full force into the insult jokes when the material is good enough. She won't waste any good moments for a joke for anything, especially when it's on Ellen's talk show. For example, when Wanda came onto the show, Ellen gave her a jacket for her comedy tour that she had done recently at the time, which is something that Sykes knows all about. Almost from the get-go, you could tell that something was wrong with Ellen because she was denying that it was a tour jacket, and yet Wanda rightfully pointed out that it was indeed a tour jacket because it said tour on it.
Mommy Boo? They call me Mommy Boo because they're racist.
Wanda pointed out how restricted the tour was in terms of location, including the fact that Ellen stayed in Los Angeles for parts of the tour, and only left California once to go to Seattle, which meant that for this tour, she only stayed on the West Coast and only went to 2 states total.
I mean, come on, you had to know that Liberace was gay. I mean, good
But
Lord.
he
Wanda laid into her for that, and the crowd was loving it. Ellen just put on a smile and said that she was busy because of all of her commitments to things like The Ellen Show and her other show, Game of Games, and all that. And that meant she couldn't travel across the country to do her comedy bits. Not that Wanda cared, because it was too funny not to make fun of. And honestly, can you blame her? What kind of tour only has 2 states in it? Number 1, Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams has made a career of throwing insults and shade, which has made her very popular. Yet it's also made her a target of those who don't appreciate the shade, including a certain divorce situation she went through.
But she's only 45.
Oh, is that what she says?
Wendy Williams has her own talk show where she does have guest appearances, but most of them are on a big jumbo screen behind her as she talks about them instead of to them. She has turned her show more into a gossip session rather than an actual talk show. She shares the insights of celebrities that usually involve conflicting situations. Wendy Williams likes to interact more with her audience about these controversial topics to get the rise she needs for her show. Regardless of that though, she was also at odds with Ellen DeGeneres because of her personality. As 2 of the top ladies of talk shows, they occasionally go onto each other's programs, including one time when Wendy went onto The Ellen Show, and things didn't go so well.
He really is cute, and some people say that he looks like you.
Ellen was asked why she threw some shade on Kanye West and Kim Kardashian while they were expecting their first child. This was back in 2013. And Williams played it off. And then, in support of Ellen, Williams applauded her veganism and her PETA support. But then she asked, "How can you live without bacon?" Do I need to explain why this wasn't a good question to ask? Ellen wasn't amused with the question and went, "Well, because I think pigs are very smart animals." Insert human pig joke here. And when Williams came back a few years later, she made a joke that Ellen and Justin Bieber were said to look alike. Really? That's how you want to play it, Wendy? Sure.
They say it in a good way. way?
Who?
His
Ellen took it in stride, but she honestly shouldn't have had to.
good way.
I don't mind that.
He's cute.
He's adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. You like throwing insults at people, but there's a time and a place, and you shouldn't do it when you're on another person's show and talking about something that they're clearly passionate about, like causes they support. And the Bieber jokes? Really? You don't have any better material than that? Guess not. Wendy is not the most tactful person on the planet, but honestly, did we ever really expect that from her? So, what do you think? What do you think of these celebrities who insulted Ellen on her own show? Can you believe that they did that to her? Do you think Ellen deserved some of these insults? Do you know another celebrity who insulted Ellen? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the channel.
A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.